All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. All right, before I get going on this video, the band Sunstorm, they are a real band, by the way. Brothers in Arms, really cool music. Alessandro Del Vecchio, the mastermind behind this project, courtesy of Frontiers Music. If you like Whitesnake or Deep Purple or Vandenberg or Michael Schenker Group, maybe some Rainbow in there. This is really a cool record. There's a tune on here called Back My Dreams, which is one of my favorites. I wish the record label would release it as a single. Reminds me a lot of Vandenberg. So check them out. They're a real band. They've come to life, and courtesy of Frontiers Music. Speaking of coming back to life, Steve Perry yesterday shows up in a video, TikTok style video, I think on Instagram. I don't mess around with all of this social media. I just don't. Somebody will send me a link. I think it was a Facebook link. And Steve Perry was actually singing live, singing Acappella live. And apparently he's got yet another Christmas album coming out. Now, I can sense some eye rolling going on out there. For true hardcore Steve Perry fans, they don't care. He could burp, sneeze, or fart, and people would be like, hey, man, that's awesome. Right? Just to see him. And it's kind of interesting timing to see Steve Perry. By the way, he let the hair go gray. I think I covered that already. And he's looking good. 73 years old. I mean, he looks great. But there are a few people, obviously, that are going to think, oh no, Steve, another Christmas album? We just got through with that last year. And it was kind of a short album. You know, my hunch is it was probably recorded during the whole Traces time frame, maybe a little bit after that. He's speaking to everybody from his recording studio, and he has all of his holiday props in place. Now, here in Southwest Florida, I'm not really feeling the Christmas spirit on October 5th of 2022. By the way, this is, I think, the approximate time when Traces got going a few years ago. It's interesting timing because Perry files a lawsuit the other day, and it's a pretty massive lawsuit. And Neil Sean fired back, and he fired back pretty hard. Neil Sean, I think, had this idea in his head that he was going to try to reconcile with Perry. But every time he makes a move, right, when it comes to business, Perry comes in and says, no, you can't do that. My theory about the takeover and the shutdown, I stand by that. I know it's a little far-fetched, but I've gotten some confirmation that this is exactly what was going on. I've got some confirmation that Perry essentially wanted and still, I think, wants this thing to stop. Now, even though by Journey being out there on the road and playing sold out gigs and selling tickets and, you know, doing what they do, that really benefits, obviously, Steve Perry, who I think gets something like 12% of everything, right? I don't know if that number is going down. I had heard that that number slowly decreases over time, but it never completely goes away. So it seems a little frivolous to file a trademark lawsuit to prevent John and Neil from owning the trademark and getting the full benefit of that trademark, whether it be, you know, putting the phrase "Don't Stop Believin'" on it on a t-shirt or something, or on a coffee mug. That's what we're talking about here. Trademarking song titles versus copywriting material. It's confusing, it's different, and there's a lot of money at stake. But My point here is that Steve Perry uses that moment as a promotional tool, seriously, to get himself back in the news, back in the spotlight, because now everybody's talking about that lawsuit. And at this point, I think the gloves are kind of off between Perry, Sean, and Kane. I don't know how John Kane is handling this. He doesn't talk very much on social media. I imagine he's probably disappointed, but he tends to be a little bit more diplomatic and a little bit more low key compared to Neil Sean, who is trying to run this thing. He's trying to manage this thing. And it's tough. It's tough to be the musician who's out on the road doing the work and then trying to manage the business affairs. But in Perry's video, he's talking about, his new holiday material and apparently singing something that sounds like an original holiday song. So we'll have to see how that all shakes itself out. But again, this has been a pattern. Since I've been doing this channel, I've noticed that when Journey gets going on something, Steve Perry eventually gets in the news and starts talking about something. When Journey did that big tour with Def Leppard, Steve Perry was around talking about Traces. And, it was kind of a cool time because it didn't seem like there was a big problem going back and forth between the two camps. But now it's totally different. It's almost all out legal Armageddon between Perry and Sean and Kane to some degree. So anyway, I'll keep you posted on this stuff. It's pretty interesting, that's for sure. And this album is also pretty interesting. Sunstorm, Brothers in Arms, check it out. Rainbow fans, Deep Purple, Michael Schenker, Vandenberg. Good music that you won't hear on your local radio station, which is really a shame, but that's the world we currently live in today. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications on new videos. Patreon for just $1 a month if you want to sign up. It supports the channel. That's the most important thing, supporting the channel. We've had ebbs and flows in recent days and weeks, and I know some of it is because I was out of commission during Hurricane Ian, and it wasn't fun. Shingles flying off the roof and trees falling on cars, but we're doing okay now. Thank God, we're doing good, and pray for the people over in Cape Coral that they get their power back ASAP.